Ɔdɔfoɔ mema ɔkɔ aba de ba the King's Ministries broadcast dwumadie yi so. Awurade nhyira wo. Yɛmmɔ mpaeɛ. Meda wase Awurade tumfoɔ a wadɔ yɛ dɔɔso ma yɛn. Wode w'asɛm brɛ yɛn. Kasa kyerɛ yɛn na ɛntena yɛn akoma so nkanyaan yɛn. Ɛwɔ Yesu din mu. Amen. You must not stay down. Abrabɔ yɛ ɔko. Ɛtɔ da abrabɔ mu nsɛm ne deɛ ɛtoto yɛn no etumi pem yɛn ɛde sɛdeɛ yɛtɔ fam a yɛntumi nsɔre bio. Sometimes we face failure. Sometimes we face disappointment. Sometimes it is sin. Sometimes it is rejection or a delay. Onipa biara ni asase yi so a saa nneɛma a mebobɔ so yi ɔmfa bi mu. But even in the strongest believers, there are moments omoten kase omahwe. People fail. But the real issue is not the falling. The real danger is remaining on the ground. God is not asking you to never fail. He is calling you to never stay down. Said the Bible no eka de kyerɛ no. Ekenkan ɛwɔ Proverbs chapter 24 verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again. Onipa trenee ni ɔhwe ase mprɛnso a ɔbɛsan asɔre bio. So, mpɛsɛ ɔhyɛ nneɛma wei nso. Falling is not the end. Ɔhwe ase no nyɛ wawie. Bisa kyerɛsɛm no ka no pefee sɛ ɔtrenee ni deɛ ɔbɛhwe ase mprɛnso, but he will rise again. 7 times means repeatedly. It will happen again and again and again. But the most important thing is that as you fall, you rise. You don't fall and decide to lay on the ground. Look at Peter. Peter denied Jesus Christ 3 times. Eduru biribi na baba waketua bi mpo Peter edi nsie ɛwɔ n'anim. Ɔhwe ase. Ɔpo Yesu Kristo. But what happened? Na ɛya na awerɛho. Yet Peter did not stay down. Jesus restored him and he became a powerful leader in the early church. Your mistake is not your final chapter. Onipa biara yɛ mfomso. Nti mfomso bi a wayɛ no, ma ne mfa w'abrabɔ mma awieyɛ. Ma no nka nkyerɛ wo sɛ bibia ba awieyɛ ontumi nsɔre bio. It is only a setback, and your setback is not your conclusion. Falling does not disqualify you, but staying down does disqualify you. So God gives us the strength to rise again. In Micah chapter 7, verse 8, rejoice not against me, O my enemy. When I fall, I shall rise again. Metamfo, emawani nje wa mahwe ase ho. If you say mehwe ase a, mesan asori bio. So you say it with confidence. Say the odi for Micah eka with confidence, no. Why? If you say it is not your strength that you rise, but rather with the strength of God. God supplies us the strength to rise again. So when you feel that you are weak, God is telling you that His grace is sufficient for you. In 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. When you feel that you are weak, God is telling you that they that wait upon the Lord, He shall give them a new strength. Their strength will be renewed, and they shall receive wings and fly like eagles. Until men that form, you don't rise by your own power. You rise because God lifts you. So God is ready to lift you. So even when you feel like you can't go on, God is still saying, get up, I am with you. Say, so don't let your downfall be your end. If you stay down, it is your choice. Because there are 2 choices to everything. When you are down, there's this voice that speaks to you. One tells you that you have failed, give up. There's nothing more you can do. And there's another voice that tells you, rise again, try again, trust God again, and you can succeed. Which one are you choosing? I urge you not to choose to remain on the ground. Don't choose to remain in your filth. Don't choose to remain in your guilt. Don't choose never to rise, because God is willing to hold you, to rise you. So the difference between the voices that we hear is that one wants us to be down and one wants us to rise again. And there's a difference between winners and quitters. It's not that the winners never fail. They fail, but rather they refuse to stay down. But those who lose and refuse to rise again, they are the losers. Don't be a loser. Look at the prodigal son. About the cell phone in Luke chapter 15. He made just one decision and everything changed. He said, I will arise and go to my father. And yes, he arose and went to his father. That was just one decision. That decision to rise is what brought restoration. So why don't you make that decision? Why don't you take that step to rise again? Not to remain on the ground, not to remain in your filth, not to remain in your sin, not to remain and accept that you have failed. Once you make that strong decision, God will hold you up and you will rise again. So tell yourself, I may have fallen, but I'll rise again. God's help will help you to rise again. I will not stay down because with God, every fall can become a comeback. So Erade ayɛ krado sɛ wobɛpagyaw na woasɔre bio. Don't remain on the floor because God is with you. You shall rise again. You don't have to remain on the floor. Erade nhyira wo. Meda wase me wura. Ame na wode wasɛm ama wo mma. Ma ne nhyɛ yɛn nkurane nkenya yɛn na yɛn honhom mmɛn wɔ Awurade ɛwɔ Yesu din mu. Amen.